All right, what is up, everybody? It is 5 o'clock. I got to Beaver Bay downtown about 11:15 or so, and I went to the gas station, got a new bottle cap for one of my bottles because it snapped on like day 4. I had an extra, but my extra was a little chipped up because it's been in my pack for the last 4 years that I've been hiking, so it was a little beat up. But anyway, I'm back on the trail now. I got this little tree from a guy named John Thompson and his sister Paula, who I met at the Tracks and Racks, the restaurant where I spent most of the day. They were really nice people. John lives in Duluth, and he makes these trees out of different types of wood, and he sells them all around the country at wholesale to different places, gift shops and things who sell knickknacks and gifts and stuff. But he gave me that as like a housewarming present / I haven't told you guys this yet, but I met my girlfriend at the Suites at Waterfront, a hotel in Duluth, last year, where I was staying with my mom for Mother's Day. And yeah, so we met at the hotel. We've been just like, she's my soulmate. I don't know. I know you guys are getting sick of me saying how much I miss her, but realistically, I mean, I've never spent this long away from her. The most I spent away from her was a week last year in the Boundary Waters, and that was tough. And this has been tough, even though I've been able to FaceTime her and call her every day. It's still tough. I love her more than anything in the world, and I haven't told you guys this yet, but another portion of this trip is the very ending to this trip is going to be me proposing to her. I've been carrying a ring in my pack, and yeah, so that's the climax to this video. Is a proposal video to my girlfriend. So Sandy, I love you so much, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you, because you're my person, and I love you so much. It kind of brings tears to my eyes, because I love her more than anything in the world, and being away from her for 2.5 weeks has been one of the hardest things in my life. So I'm sorry to get so emotional, but she's my everything. So I can't wait to reunite with her at the end of the trail and pop the question and start the rest of my life with her. So yeah, so anyway, I told that story to John and Paula, and this was a housewarming / engagement present to us. So I can't wait to do that and start my life with her. But anyway, so yeah, we're cruising along now. We're back up at the I don't know what river. This is probably the Beaver River now. Pretty big. Yeah, it's definitely the Beaver River. So yeah, we're crossing over the Beaver River. We don't have a terribly long hike, but we do have a hard hike to get to. Ooh, we almost missed the trail. I'm also a little intoxicated, because while I was charging my electronics down there at Tracks and Racks, I was spending the entire time eating and drinking beer. I ate a burger. I ate deep fried pickles. I ate cheese curds, and I ate breaded mushrooms. So I spent about $80 at the Tracks and Racks. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna get to camp here along the Beaver River. No, we're not staying along the Beaver River, but we're gonna get to camp at Bear Lake, hopefully. And yeah, I met John and Paula. John gave me the tree. As you can see, I'm gonna have to hand that off to my dad to bring home, because I don't think I can keep this thing in one piece for the whole rest of the hike. I'm gonna be very careful with it for the next 5 days until I meet him, and then be able to pass that off to him. But I got my resupply. I charged my battery banks, one back to full charge and the other to about 70%. That should be plenty until Saturday, when I can recharge again with my dad at Temperance. But yeah, so we're gonna hike along here. I don't really know what else to say here. I mean, we're hiking. I got my resupply. My food pack, as you can tell, is back up above the frame. It's heavy as hell. So we have not a dry camp tonight, but I have 1 liter in my pack, and we have a full food bag, so it's heavy. So I'm gonna try and keep it at 1 liter because I know I have water at camp tonight. So yeah, that's where we're at. We're hiking. We got some elevation to deal with today. Not a ton of miles, but some elevation. I met a guy, Nick, he was another man I talked to for a while. He's around the same age as me. He's from the UP in Michigan. He's going on a Boundary Waters trip. Big Detroit Lions fan, or not Lions, big Detroit Tigers fan. So I don't really watch baseball, so I was cheering along with him, even though the Twins got replaced in the playoffs by the Tigers. I don't give a fuck about baseball, so I was with him on it because I liked him as a person. So I was with him on the team, and they won the first game. So hey, that's a W. He gave me a ride back up to the trailhead, so that saved me 30 minutes of walking. And I feel really good. I feel so good. My legs feel really good. Everything's good. Yeah, so we're just gonna hike to camp now, and then try and lighten the load on the food here tonight. Got chicken Alfredo for dinner. My first freeze-dried meal of the trip. Looking forward to that. That's the end of the day here at day 7. So anyway, probably catch up with you guys later on. Peace. This pack is heavy. Look at that thing. Thing's maxed. Not quite, but fuck. Every move I make is like, ooh. Anyway, yeah, I just can't get over how amazing today was, how amazing yesterday was. It really made all those days I pushed in the beginning of this trail worth it. Everybody I've met on this trail, from Joe the second night to Jim and Jan and Stray the third night, to Nick and John and Paula today. All those people, I consider them my tramily, even though some of those people weren't even hiking. They're just my tramily, you know. And they've all been just so kind to me. They had no reason to be kind to me, but they were. And they're all from different places around the country. And anyway, I just had to emphasize how important it is to be kind to other people and go the extra mile for a stranger, because you never know who needs that extra little bit to keep them going. And I needed it, and they gave it to me. So yeah, I mean, today's been just an eye-opening day for me, and I am so grateful to be where I am right now in life. And yeah, I'm so happy. Everybody's amazing. Today's been a great day. I can't wait to finish the trail, reunite with my girlfriend, and seal the deal. And yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. That's what's been motivating me on this journey, and everybody along the way has just been assisting me in that journey. So thank you, everybody. What's up, everybody? We're at the top of the hill. Very close. I mean, I've seen Silver Bay several times now, but like, I think I'm coming down the hill now. I don't know. We've just been straight hiking up the fucking rocks here. I ain't even gonna lie. This has been some oofta type rocks here. I'm not gonna lie. But golly, is this beautiful, man. I can't believe how beautiful this trail is. I forget about it, you know. All these views are surprising me. Like, I was so used to just walking on snowmobile trails that it's like, once I finally got off the snowmobile trails, it's just, definitely wasn't taking it for granted, you know. But man, I can't move as fast, but I don't want to move as fast. I want to see this stuff. This is just absolutely gorgeous. Unfortunately for me, by the time I get to Bean and Bear, it is going to be well after sundown, so I probably won't be able to take too many pictures there, which kind of is a blow. Just gonna cruise, man. We got a lot of ups to go, but okay. These grouse. Anyway, peace out, guys. I'll see you in a little bit.
Morning, everybody. It's day 8 now, so I got something, a squirrel or something slightly larger jumping around in the leaves. But yeah, day 8. I'm at Penn Creek. Last night it was dark when I was coming up here from the parking lot, and I wanted to see Bean and Bear. I missed Castle Danger because I did it in the pitch dark. That's okay, I saw that last year, but I haven't seen Bean and Bear in like 5 years, so I wanted to make sure I got to see that in the daylight and get some good pictures of that. So that's what we did. We stayed at Penn Creek, dry site. I didn't get to have my dinner here, which was okay because I wasn't super hungry, so I just had some of the chips that were in my resupply and drank a couple sips of water. I only have a couple sips left. Last night, right when I was going to bed, right before I got in the tent, I hear bunch of coyotes yipping and yapping within a mile. They were pretty close. Coyotes are yipping and yapping. They must have got a kill or something. But then shortly thereafter, I stopped hearing coyotes yipping and yapping. All of a sudden, about like 3 or 4 wolves started howling, and they must have came and claimed that kill from the coyotes. So it was interesting to hear that, but I also don't really want to hear wolves within a mile of my campsite. But anywho, it's not that big a deal, you know. I'm sitting here, I can protect myself. I'm not worried about that, but I would rather not have to deal with anything like that on this trip. So yeah, that's the game plan right now. I've been laying here for a while. I got up at about 6:20 and I felt rested, so I've just been laying here. But yeah, we're just gonna pack up camp now, and then I'm gonna just start hiking right away. I'm not even gonna eat breakfast because I don't have really any water, so I'm just gonna hike up to Bean and Bear and sit up there on that ridge and yeah, enjoy a Pop-Tart probably up there and finish off my water, and then I'm gonna hike down to Bear Lake and scoop some more. I'm a little concerned about water for today because I'm planning on staying at section 13, which is a dry site, and the only water I'm familiar with before that is Kennedy Creek, which has 2 sites by it, but Kennedy Creek in the summertime is a trickler that's almost dried up, so it's probably dried up too. So I don't know, I may have to carry water from Tetagooch, the Baptism River, all the way to section 13, which with my heavy food bag is not going to be a good day. That's going to make my back so heavy. So yeah, my game plan: breakfast up top at Bean and Bear, and then water, and then just hiking. So we'll see you guys up at Bean and Bear. Peace. What's up, everybody? Standing down here at Bear Lake. I'm gonna scoop a little water because I am extremely thirsty. I was staring at the lakes from the overlooks back up there, and I was just like licking my lips thinking about water, so I'm definitely dehydrated. So I'm gonna fill up, probably drink a bunch, and then fill up like 1.5 liters, and then there's another overlook that kind of looks down through this little gully through both lakes, so I'm probably gonna sit up there and eat my breakfast and have kofefe. So that's the game plan. I'm gonna get some water though because I am thirsty. Peace. What's up again, everybody? Up here at the really good overlook that's Bean and Bear, so you know you can kind of fucking see right down both lakes. It's just amazing up here. But yeah, so I'm sure I've thrown up a few pictures of me, like, you know, in the beginning of the video I recorded from a distance and stuff like that, and I have microphones with me for doing videos and stuff like that, but I also have a tripod that has a strap on it, so I can strap it to my trekking poles and just throw my phone in this little iPhone clip and set the timer, and it works so well for taking pictures, and it only weighs a couple ounces, the tripod itself. So yeah, it works good as a tripod standing on the ground and strapped to poles or a tree or whatever you can strap it to. But there's a trail register right here, and I went to sign it like I always do, and the thing is has writing in there from 2023, so it's like this is probably one of the most popular trail ledgers on the entire trail, and it's in a state park, and they can't replace it every year. This thing was completely maxed. I just opened it up to the back page and wrote the date and my name, and that was all I had room for, because the entire thing is filled from cover to cover with people writing in it. I mean, it's the most popular day hiking spot on the entire trail, so it's like, I don't know what the SHTA is doing. They need a new book in here every year at least, maybe even a couple times a year. This is very popular. But anyway, so yeah, I wasn't even gonna have my coffee at this overlook. I kind of forgot about this one. I was gonna have it on the little rock mound overlook that's down this way over yonder a little bit, but you know what, this is pristine, and it's nice, and I have a little tucked off area where I can get my coffee going without the wind messing with me too much. So I'm gonna do coffee here, and we're gonna hang out here for a bit. So I will catch up with you guys down the trail somewhere. Peace. Oh, hello again, everybody. I am standing at the top of Mount Thruhike. Yeah, so we kind of just absolutely cruised after we finished our little breakfast siesta. So yeah, I'm gonna take another tripod picture here, I think, standing on the rock. That might be pretty cool. But then after that, we're just gonna come down the hill here, cruise to the high falls real fast, and then eat lunch and get moving. I heard from a backpacker section hiking that there's water at the Kennedy Creek campsites, and there's most likely water at the Sawmill Creek that runs right next to the road before you hike up the 1.5 or 2 miles it is from the road to section 13. So just gonna pop this picture real quick and then get down there, and I'll probably see you guys at the high falls. Peace. Hello again, everybody. I just wrapped up my lunch at the high falls at Baptism River in Tetagooch. So yeah, that was beautiful. That was really nice. That was probably the best lunch spot I've had this entire time. It's just so pretty right there. So that was really nice. I ate just a ton of food since I have a bunch extra from taking a day off the trail. So anyway, yeah, probably not tonight, but maybe tomorrow at camp, since I have a pretty light day tomorrow. I'm gonna try and go through my food and figure out what all I'm eating, and then on Saturday when I meet up with my dad, I'm definitely gonna have some food to give him that I don't need, because after I meet him, I'll only have a dinner, breakfast, and lunch before I'm at the Lutsen ski resort, so to pick up my last resupply. So yeah, doing pretty good. That'll feel really nice, because that day is my only other truly hard day, and that's like hard with quotations because the mileage isn't really that insane compared to the beginning of the trip, but like I have to climb up to Carlton Peak that day, go down Carlton Peak, climb up Britton Peak, go down Britton Peak, and then you know, I might have to even climb up a portion of Lavaux Mountain because I'm staying at the Lavaux Ponds. So I don't remember. I think those are before that climb, hopefully. So anyway, though, it's that Carlton Peak climb when you're going northbound is very unforgiving. It's like straight up for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 miles. So to be able to dump most of my food off that I don't need, or all the food I don't need, would be very beneficial to me. Plus, I'm gonna give my dad some other things like the maps I don't need anymore, the tree that John Thompson gave me yesterday. Not because that thing's super heavy or anything, but just because I'm having to be very careful about what I do with it so I don't break the tree, or the top of it's extremely pointy, so I have to carefully put it in my pack every day and make sure it's not going to poke a hole in my tent or my bag or my sleeping pad or my sleeping quilt, or just a lot of things with the tree. I love the thing. It means a lot to me, so I got to make sure it stays safe, but also I can't have it damaging my gear that I need for every day. So yeah, so we're gonna give him some stuff. He's bringing me some stuff, and that'll be that. But for the rest of the day, it's about the same distance, maybe even a tad bit less than what I've already done today, and elevation and stuff is pretty similar, so should be fine. I should be rolling into camp around 5:36, I'm guessing, and yeah, that's the game plan at this time. So we're just gonna cruise along until we get there. Okay, red squirrel. All right, this is rambling again, so I will see you guys probably at the Wolf Lake overlook. That's probably my next time I'll pull this out. Peace. You guys won't be able to see it, but there's a grouse that was here on the trail, and it just thinks it's real camouflage, sitting 10 feet off the trail on top of a birch log. I think kind of what I already kind of knew, but hold on. Kind of what I already kind of knew about grouse from hunting them most of my life is that on the North Shore, the further north you go on the shore, the less pressure the grouse get, and just the stupider they are. I think when you're up by the Canadian border, you can like almost pick them up. They are like so dumb, and it's not even just spruce grouse. Like spruce grouse are kind of known as like the dumber of the two between ruffed and spruce, but like all grouse in general, up like even here, like that one, he was like, if I was hunting him, he would have been toast. But yeah, anyway, so basically right after I crossed County Road 1, it was like 1 mile to the Fantasia overlook, which was pretty much just 1 mile constantly going straight up, and then after that it was then just straight down again. So I'm assuming that we're going straight back up again here to get to that Wolf Lake overlook, so that'll be fun. Go right back up again, but that's okay. Yeah, Pt.2 is just like that's a like premier state park. That is such a cool state park. They got so much going on. They got Bean and Bear, they got Mount Trudy, they got like a bunch of other little mountains like Round Mountain and Raven Rock, and I think another one is called like Red Rock or something like that. But they got those. They got the high falls of the Baptism River right there next to the campground in the park. They got the Baptism River, which the mouth of it down by 61 is amazing looking. Just the whole river's cool, and like they got the drain pipe, which it's not so much of a drain pipe now that they put the stairs in like 5-6 years ago, so but that's okay. It's still cool, you know. It's steep still, so it's not like it's something you can just easily traverse. But okay, I guess I'm walking on ATV trails here. But yeah, I mean, Pt.2, can't say enough about it. Great park. There's a great spot by the high falls there to eat lunch and relax and drink some water, so happy with that. I'm happy to go up here I get to still see the Wolf Lake overlook, and then Picnic Rock, or yeah, I think it's called Picnic Rock. It's the last overlook before you come down a steep hill and cross County Road 6 to get to the section that goes straight to Section 13. And then you got Section 13 today too, which is also extremely cool. So this has just been probably, it's hard to say now, but I would say today has been the most scenic for sure. Yesterday also was very scenic, but not quite as much, I don't think. So yeah, this has been beautiful. Can't say enough good things about Pt.2 and the area around it. All right, well, I know I'm going uphill very shortly, so I'm gonna prepare myself for that mentally. All right, peace. Whew, yep, I was right. Right after I ended the last video here, immediately, within like 50 yards, I started climbing, and here we are. Got Wolf Lake down there. Yeah, so you can hear there's somebody banging around down there. You can hear some kids yelling, a couple people in canoes. There's like a, I don't know if it's like technically a Boy Scout camp. I know my middle school used to do a trip up here to the Wolf Lake, ELC or whatever it's called. It's just a place for youth groups to come and experience the outdoors and stuff like that. I mean, they couldn't pick a much better spot. I mean, look at this. You got high cliffs on some of the edges of the lake, and you know, it's beautiful down there. It really is. The lake looks a little scummy from up here though, I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know about all that, but anyway, you know, pretty lake, but now we don't have much left here. Pretty much just kind of work my way down, and I'm gonna pass the Kennedy Creek campsite. So guy I talked to at Beaver, who was coming from I don't know what site he was at last night, but or if it was even yesterday that he came by here, I have no idea, but he said that there was water at this little Kennedy Creek, which I find very hard to believe because the last time I was here it was summertime and that creek was just a little trickler. So I don't know, but I guess if it flows from the lake, it would make sense that there's water because it's right next to the lake. So we shall see, but I'm probably not going to get much water there. I mean, I might just hang out there for a minute and cool down and drink some that I already have, because I'm really hoping that yeah, you know what, I might just fill up 2 liters. I might just drink some and fill myself up to capacity, so I don't have to play any games, because Section 13 is always a dry campsite. There's no water nearby, but there is Sawmill Creek right next to County Road 6. That's where I was hoping to fill up from, but I really don't have that many climbs left at all. Mostly downhill until County Road 6, so that'll probably be the plan. Probably just hang out here and fill up and drink, and then get to camp. Try and see if I can set up my tent. Otherwise, I'll end up sleeping on the rocks under the stars tonight, which wouldn't be terrible because it's supposed to be a nice night, but we shall see. All right, peace. All right, so a couple of updates. First things first, it's not Wolf Lake ELC, it's Wolf Ridge ELC. And then the most important update we have here is that Kennedy Creek was not running as the dudes described it this morning. There was a little tiny bits of water here and there, but it's like, I mean, it was like stagnant little puddles with leaves covering the entire top of it and no running water, and all kinds of scum and debris built up on it. Like, I would consider that non-filterable. So that really, really sucks. Another thing I forgot to say earlier is that there was signs saying that the bridge over the top of the falls at Pt.2 over the high falls was out, and that you had to reroute down all the way to 61 and come back up the other side. A lot of through hikers coming the other way were like, disregard. The river's so low you can rock hop it, not even get your shoes wet, which thank goodness those guys told me that, because yes, that was an extremely easy rock hop. The SHTA is like anti-water crossings. I don't know why. Like, the only place on the entire trail, I'm pretty sure, where you have to rock hop is at the encampment river. Other than that, there's a bridge every time you cross water. And there, I can see maybe, you know, if it was high water, they'd be worried about people getting swept down the falls and stuff, but you know, it was very easy to do this time of year. So anyway, yeah, but I'm a little bit butthurt about the water, but just gotta hope Sawmill's got some for me. Otherwise, this is gonna be another weak dinner night. So that sucks. Peace out. What's up, guys? Doing a little, yeah, you can't see the stars. It was worth a shot. I'm doing a little late night video for you. Making this real snappy. There was water at the Sawmill Creek right before Section 13, so that was nice. So we didn't have to sleep on a leader and eat dry food again. So I'm happy about that. Yeah, there was only one other person up here, and he's staying at the other portion of the site. So I basically have Section 13 to myself, which, who can say that? Fall color change. You know, I got an amazing picture, which I'm sure I put on the video when I got up here right at sundown. Had some Idahoan and meat sticks, found a good food hang, so it's an absolute gorgeous night. A little windy, as you can hear, I'm sure, but perfect end to the day. It's so beautiful up here looking at these stars. So anyway, I'm gonna head back to camp and crawl into my sleeping bag and go to bed. I will see you guys in the morning. Good night. Good morning, guys. Having my morning coffee up here. Well, I'm trying to. It's weather is definitely shifted like it said it was going to, but sorry, I'm not trying to bounce around like guys. The wind's just kind of knocking me over. Man, look at that. Look at that. Anyway, I'm popping off the road. Honestly, this is, you guys can't even hear me probably. This is atrocious. Anyway, yeah, day 9. I woke up late. I got up at like 8 a.m. or something. It's probably 9 now. I had to go poop and, you know, had cereal and coffee, and so anyway, not a big day today. Plan was Aspen Knob, which is probably what I'm gonna do, because I don't really want to sleep at a dry camp again for the 3rd night in a row, and I know Aspen has water that's filterable, so yeah, so that's the game plan. We're gonna slowly pack up camp here once I finish coffee, and then just kind of hit the trail. Probably eating lunch today at Aggie or Sanju, depending on what time I show up at either of those places. But yeah, so anyway, chilly this morning. It was like 44 or 43 when I woke up. I haven't had to deal with that yet, so we're definitely gonna be looking forward to the hat and gloves that my dad's bringing me on Saturday. It's Thursday today. Just rambling. It's kind of casual cold morning here, so cheers. I will see you guys later down the trail. Hello everybody. So we've been kind of cruising along here. I'm on the boardwalk, the Sawmill Bog, or Sawmill Creek Bog area, whatever. You know the deal. This is a really nice boardwalk. The other bog that was just barely past section 13, that bridge was sketchy. The thing was leaning, and there's boards that had kind of cracked off in the water, so yeah. A little windy when you get in the open areas, but when I'm in the trees, it's perfect temperature for walking home, so yeah, this is I'm hoping I come across some filterable water at some point here. This stuff is no good, and I believe I already passed Sawmill Creek. I don't know, it was just a little puddle thing. It wasn't filtering from that either. I'm down to like, I don't know, 3 good swigs of water, so not much water, but I'm not too thirsty yet, so hopefully the Ferguson Creek or whatever the next campsite is that's only a couple miles ahead has some water running there, so we'll do something there. I got a register here I gotta fill out real quick. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to show you the bog. It's always a cool little boardwalk area. I know they redid that recently within the last like 4 or 5 years, something like that, because it used to be pretty beat up. Anyway, fill this out. I'm gonna take a pee and then continue on, so catch up with you guys in a bit. I am back again already. So every southbound hiker I've been talking to that's through hiking, I've been like, hey, you seen any northbound hikers in a while? And they're all like, no, you know, it's been 4 or 5 days and it was way up over, you know, blah blah blah, and I haven't seen anybody the last couple days. You're the first one I've seen in a long time, that kind of thing. So I was just kind of you know, I'm like, oh well, I guess it's just gonna be just me going this way. But at that trail register back there, 2 northbound through hikers who are doing the OG through hike, I guess a lot of people call it. It's like Martin Lake Road to the northern terminus. They passed that trail ledger yesterday. So if they started at Martin Lake Road, I'm guessing they are definitely not hitting the kind of miles every day that I am. So I think I'll probably see those guys up the trail at some point, because like I said, they're definitely not hitting. I saw my phone said over the last 8 days, so since I started the hike, I've been averaging 22.6 miles.
a day. So yeah, I don't think they're doing that. So I definitely think I'm gonna run into those guys, probably not today, but maybe tomorrow. So it'd be nice to talk to some other northbound through hikers and share stories or something like that. But yeah, that'll be a nice little change of pace. Anyway, that kind of got me a little excited, so we're feeling pretty good though. And yeah, I'll catch up with you guys later. At the size of this giant boulder. It's not a boulder, it's a rock. No, that thing is glacial erratic, whatever they call these things. It's just, look at the size of that. I know it's probably, might be hard to tell in the video, but the thing is 16 feet tall and I don't know, probably 20 feet across at the widest point. The thing's just a mondo rock. Sorry, YouTube, that you guys messed up with that. Had to show the rock though. We'll ride that baby for miles. All right. Anyway. Yep. So just hiking along. Trail is very nice today, which I could tell. And I've done this section in 21, so 3 years ago. I remember we did it in the weekend, section 13 to Crosby, Manitou, and it was like every day we were getting to camp early and nobody was that tired, so. And we were carrying alcohol and fishing rods for Sanju and all kinds of extra stuff, so not super concerned about elevation and distance today, so that is where I'm at. I'm gonna put this away and keep walking. Peace. Hello, time for another little check-in. East branch of the Baptism River right there with a very weathered bridge. I don't know if the video is picking it up very well, but I'm level. The bridge is not. Thing's got a little wavy to it, and it moves when you walk across it, so that's probably not going to last much longer. But anyway, Kramer Lake Road or whatever that runs out of Finland to Crosby, Manitou is just through the trees here a bit. So cross that, big climb up the other side of the road onto the hill on the other side, and then kind of work the ridge for just a mile and then come down that, and there's Aggie right there, and it's already 12:30, almost 12:26, so yeah, I mean, it's probably gonna be an hour at least until I get to there, so 1:30, that'll be a good time for lunch, so I'll probably just hang out at Aggie and eat lunch. There's a bench right by the lake there in between the campsites, so that sounds good. I'll do that and eat my ramen for lunch, and then yeah, then probably just pack up and pound the rest of it. That's this climb right here that I'm about to do after the road walk is the last climb of the day. So oh man, it's just going to be a green tunnel. This is very reminiscent of the second or the third and fourth day of the hike for sure. So anyway, part of the trail, got to get her done. So that's the plan. Peace. So a grouse just flushed. Oh, another one. Look at this guy. These would be toast grouse. One flushed, so I've seen like 4 since I got water here at the baptism, and I'm like right next to it. But like, here, look at this one, this hen. She flushed right into the little tiny branch. She is sitting there, not 10 feet away. No concern in the world. Her rooster over here is walking away. This was like a covey of like 3 or 4. A couple of the smart ones took off right away, but goodness gracious. Oh, what is up, guys? Sorry if the wind's going crazy. I am standing out on Lily's Island. Just had to come out here. I wanted to get some water and, you know, just check it out. It's definitely worth a little quick stop. Sign the trail ledger. Yeah, so I'm doing pretty good. Somebody had built a chair right here, so that was really nice. I sat in that while I filtered water and filled out the trail ledger. There was There were 2 through hikers that were coming southbound, and I saw them the morning of day 2, so the 26th.
it was Cherry Pit and Hookup, and those guys were like from Green Bay and Texas or something like that. Must have met somewhere else on a trail somewhere, but they were hiking together. They were here on Lily's Island on the 17th, so 9 days before. So those guys are moving too. They're on the same pace I am. 9 days, 9 days. So yeah, they definitely were moving. Anyway, yeah, that's all I really want to say. Just kind of show you the island a little bit, let you know what's up. Now I'm just gonna kick butt and haul to Aspen Knob for the night. The trail honestly has not been very cruisy since Aggie. It's been so covered in leaves and full of rocks and roots. You have to go real slow because there's ankle busters every corner. So anyway, it's very chilly and windy on this island, so I am gonna get moving again. All right, we'll see you guys at camp. Unexpectedly, there's a detour. Trying to bridge out over the East Fork of the baptism. So we're walking on the road, which here's the East Fork, or East Branch, whatever you want to call it, of the baptism. Can't see where the bridge is out, but barely moving. Probably could have just skipped rocks to get over it, but whatever. Let's follow the signs here. Yeah, but we're moving a little faster now, so are we back on trail here? Yes, back on trail. Okay, anyway, another thing, there were two weekend backpackers. Well, what does that mean? This is not the trail, is it? Look at this. It's telling me this is the trail. I don't know about all that. I mean, I don't see how this is the trail. They didn't really clear nothing in here. I'm thinking maybe I should just keep walking, because what the fuck is this? Hold on, I'm gonna figure this out. Alright, well, that little path down was people making the same mistake as me, because these trail markers are terribly placed, to say the least. So I looked at my map and saw there was a little ATV trail that goes straight down to the SHT, so just gonna get on that. Should have just walked past the tape and river rock topped, but it is what it is. Yeah, so anyway, there was a group of two, like weekend backpackers, whatever you want to call them, section hiking. They were resting probably about 20 yards from the Sanju sites. So I'm like, and then I said, hey, how you guys doing? And they're like, yeah, doing good. And they're like, do you know how far the next campsite is? I'm like, you mean like the Sanju sites? They're like, yeah. I'm like, if you look through the tree right there, you can see the sign. And they're like, oh, sweet. So pumped. And I was like, oh man. Yeah, so those guys had a lot of gear, very heavy. Then I saw one more southbound Thruhiker taking a rest on a bench. So anyway, we're back on trail. So little detour's over, and now I'm gonna haul ass the rest of the way to Aspen. Probably get there. It's not quite 4:30, so I think we're gonna get there just before 6. That's my estimate. Anyway, we'll see. I got rice and pasta, cheddar broccoli pasta side tonight, so I'm gonna have a fire if the wind isn't too bad at Aspen, so I can cook that, because I don't know if you guys are familiar with eating those, but just putting the meal into a boiled cup of water, whatever, cup and a half I usually do for those, but that takes about like 30 minutes for that to rehydrate, and by the time it does, it's cold. So the best way to do that is either keep cooking it on your stove, but when you're limited on fuel, the best way to do it, I've found, is cook it in the fire. And that I have a pot with a little T handle on it, so I can do that. Oh yeah, there's that old thing. Yeah, 100% could have done that, but so I'm just looking at this sign right now. Crosby Manitou is 4.6 miles. So that's about how far I have, I believe. So yeah, that's about 2 hours. No, not 2 hours. That's, yeah, I was right. But just before 6 probably will show up. So anyway, I'm gonna pee real quick and just sit here a minute. So peace. Hello again. I have now passed both the East Branch of Baptism River and Blessener Creek campsite. So it took me, those were both 0.7 away from each other. It was 0.7 from where I saw the sign to the first campsite, and I did that in 16 minutes. And then it was another 0.7 from that campsite to this one. Did that in 11 minutes. So I am flying here, which is really nice because I'd like to be at camp here fairly soon. I mean, based on all that, we got 3.2 left-ish to Crosby Manitou State Park, is what it said. Now, I don't know if that means to the boundaries of the state park, and if that is the case, that means I have 3.2 left, because Aspen Knob is basically just inside the boundary of Crosby Manitou, or if it's 3.2 miles to the actual campground, which is at least a mile from Aspen, or close to a mile. So we'll find out. Anywho, that little stretch, that 1.4 miles down there along the Baptism East Branch, is just beautiful. It was really cool. It was like tons of water going over rock where it's only, you know, inch or two deep, and not super tall, but like 5-foot cliffs on the sides of it. So yeah, extremely cool. Anyway, yeah, that's that. We're gonna keep moving. Peace out. Good morning, everybody. Day 10. Hit the double digits today. Oh, get out the sun. Hit the double digits today, so another kind of a late start here. It is like 9:50 or something like that. I didn't wake up that late today. It was like 7:30, but me and the guy were sharing camp last night, and we both kind of were like, well, doesn't seem like there's any water here, so I packed up early, like around 8:15, and was just gonna walk to Blessener Creek. But as soon as I started walking, there indeed was water at camp. It was just about 50 yards down the trail, so I grabbed water and went back to camp. Took a slow morning, had coffee and cereal again, but it's mighty cold. It's a lot warmer now that the sun's up in the air above the trees, but very, very cold this morning. So hopefully that does warm up this weekend. I'm gonna check the weather when I get reception. Today's plan is pretty straightforward. I'm going to be in Crosby Manitou campground here in about 20 minutes, less than that probably. And yeah, I'm going to dump my garbage, get toilet paper because I used the last of my toilet paper last night. So we'll do that up. And then we got a bit of hard climbing once we get into the campground around the Manitou for about 2 miles. And then the whole rest of the day is relatively flat. So similar to yesterday. My original plan for today was to try and stay at Dyer's Creek, which is, the funny part is, so right before I started the through hike here, I only had one section left of the trail I hadn't seen, which was from Crosby Manitou to Temperance. So I did a little like shakedown hike or prep hike, whatever you want to call it, just to kind of get my body ready for the miles I was going to be doing on this trip. And I went to Crosby Manitou and then just did an overnight 18 miles in, 18 miles out. And so I know exactly what I'm getting into today because I just did it 2 weeks ago. So anyway, yeah, original plan was Dyer's Creek. I think I'm gonna push past Dyer's Creek, and I'm gonna try and get to, I don't know, I'm thinking either, there's 4 campsites all real close to each other. One's called Falls, another one's called Ledge, and then there's North and South Cross River. So we're gonna go for one of those. Because I'm starting late again, there's a good chance I may end up getting to camp at dark, which is okay because I know I'm eating instant mashed potatoes tonight, so no need to have a fire. Plus I have plenty of fuel left because I really only have 2 more boils because my lunch is a chicken salad torts, so no boil there. And then I don't even need to boil my water for instant mashes. Got to heat it up. So, yummy. Sorry about that. Nice and gross, but hey, I've been in the woods for over a week now, so I'm getting a little gross. I got to remind myself when I'm around people that I can't be just farting and shooting snot rockets everywhere. It's not considered socially acceptable, apparently. I don't know. But, yeah, my dad's picking me up in the morning at 61 and bringing me to his campsite, whether that's at Temperance or up at the Sawbill campground on the edge of the Boundary Waters. He doesn't have a reserved site. He's just going to see where he can get in. So that'll be the morning tomorrow. Get picked up, brought to camp, take a shower somewhere, charge up my electronics, have a steak and corn and beers. So that'll be tasty. And then he's gonna drop me back off at 61 by Temperance, and I'm gonna hike all the way up Carlson Peak, down Carlson Peak, and then up Britton Peak, down Britton Peak, and then I'll be at Lavaux Ponds. So tomorrow will be not so hard in terms of mileage, but it will be hard in terms of elevation. Today is more about a lot of mileage and not so much elevation after I get out of Crosby. So that's the plan. We're definitely sticking to it. I'm eating lunch at the Caribou Falls today because I love that spot. I had just seen it for the first time a couple weeks ago and stopped there twice on that trip. I'm gonna stop there again now because it's worth it. So yeah, just gonna keep moving. Feeling pretty good, especially now that it's warmed up. I really hope it warms up this weekend because, man, it makes it hard to get out of the tent in the morning when it's, you know, below 40 degrees. It was like, I couldn't even tell because I didn't have reception. I didn't want to use a Garmin text to figure out the temperature, so I didn't even look, but it had to be below 40. It was mighty condensated inside my tent, so, and I slept with both doors open, so, you know, it's really, really cold when that's happening. So anyway, that's the end of this 6-minute little morning check-in, day 10. We're just gonna be cruising today, which is good because I'm feeling pretty good. So I'll catch up with you guys at some overlook on Crosby. One more thing I forgot to add last night is I was laying in my tent waiting until 9 to fall asleep. I was getting just absolutely serenaded by wolves that were just going crazy last night, which is really pretty and beautiful, but it's also kind of eerie at the same time. But it's not as bad when you're sharing camp with somebody, you know, strength in numbers and all that. But just had to let you guys know that because I've seen lots of heard lots of cool things. A little woodcock just took off. Huh, haven't seen one of those yet. Anyway, peace. I'm at the road into Crosby, dumping my garbage toilet paper. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Stopped for lunch. I'm sitting, I don't know how well you can hear me. I'm
trying out the microphone, so hopefully that makes it slightly easier to hear me. I guess we'll find out after I watch the video back. But anyway, we're having a little buffalo chicken salad tortilla and peanut butter tortilla for lunch today. So that's tasty. Yeah, like I said, we're sitting here next to the caribou, so got quite a few waterfalls running here by me, so it might be hard to hear, but it's beautiful and perfect spot for lunch because I'm gonna get some water here after as well. Anyway, yeah, definitely is Friday though today. I've seen, I don't even know now, like at least 4 or 5 different groups of backpackers, and one group was 10 to 15 backpackers in it. So it's just trail gets very busy on the weekends. So probably going to be sharing camp again with somebody, which that's okay. Last night with Brendan at camp was nice. He's just doing a little section hike. He's ending here at Sugarloaf Road or whatever up here, probably today or tomorrow morning. So it's really nice to talk to him. He's been hiking the trail for a long time, so that was cool. And he already had a fire going when I got to camp last night, so I was able to just sit down and put my pot right on the fire. So can't complain about that. Anyway, yeah, we're cruising along, man. We're moving today, so I'm not too worried about getting to the Cross River here, so it should be all right. So, yeah, I'm just gonna eat now and keep moving.
What's up, everybody? So, yeah, it's about 5 o'clock, like 2 or 3 minutes after, and just past Dyer's Creek, which is where my OG plan was to stop tonight. But since I have to meet my dad at Temperance on 61 at 8 a.m., that's just not going to work because I am not getting up at 4:30 in the morning to pack up and start hiking. So it's kind of a bummer. It's not the best site ever, but you know, it's got good water and good flat tent pads, so that's okay. But this is from here now until Temperance is all unexplored territory for me. I know I said that I've section hiked the whole thing, which is true, but there are still a few miles here and there that I just didn't make it. So this is going to be for the rest of the day now, and then for about a mile or 2 in the morning, it's going to be new trail for me. And then off the top of my head, the only thing I can think of is that I've never hiked from the Cascade on 61 up to North Cascade site. That's kind of, or no, just before North Cascade. There's like a mile and a half there I haven't seen, so forgive me. I haven't completely section hiked the trail, but after this, I can say I've seen every inch of the trail. So, yeah, so new trail. See what it's like. I have like 5 something miles left now to get to the 4 campsites that are stacked on top of each other, Falls, Ledge, and then the 2 Cross River sites. So I'm pretty much just gonna walk. If I probably gonna just go right past Falls and Ledge site, but if I go to if I go to the North Cross River site and it's empty, I'm gonna go there. If I go there and there's a bunch of weekend backpackers, I'm gonna go to the next one at the south one and see if I can get in there. So yeah, that's where we're at so far. Since I crossed the Sugarloaf Road, I haven't really seen one woman who was backpacking with her dog, but that's all I've seen so far. So got high hopes. We'll find out. There's also another campsite called Fredenberg, which is about halfway to those other ones. So that one also is off the menu because like I said, I like to sleep in and I don't like to walk in the morning in the dark, especially now that it's really chilly in the morning. So I would like to be able to hike with my quarter zip. So yeah, that's the game plan. Hike to camp, mountain house for dinner, and then go to bed, wake up at probably 6, a little after 6 maybe, and we will walking along Dyer Creek here. He's flowing good up here, but Anyway, yeah, so I don't need water. I've got like 3/4 of a liter. And since I'm just walking, that's all I need. More than I need, actually, probably, but I'll be drinking it while I walk, so that'll be okay. Yep, that's it. Peace. What is up, everybody? I'm at Tower overlooking there. Pretty, yeah. A couple hills over there, and then the lake, and then lots of red and green and yellow trees. So colors are definitely starting to pop now, way more than when I started. So that's good to see. I like that. It was kind of part of doing it in the fall. It's a benefit, right? But anyway, so we are coming off this big hill that I was thinking they made me climb for no reason, but hey, they gave me a couple overlooks, so take it. And yeah, we're coming down here. Still haven't gotten to Fredenberg yet. Fredenberg's coming up here real soon. I don't know exactly how much further I have to go. I mean, I can guesstimate, which is pretty much how I've been doing this entire hike, is just guesstimating. Anyway, yeah, I got the headlamp on now. As you can see, I'm prepped and ready to go for when that sun goes down here very shortly. It's 6:10, so we're definitely hiking in the dark for a bit, that's for sure. Hopefully not too far in the dark. Don't really care for that a whole lot, especially when it's new trail that I haven't seen before, because then you can't really see much. But look, based on the topo that I have on my Garmin map, the trail is pretty flat once I get here. It's just kind of flat. I don't know any other way to describe it, I guess. There's no topo lines really to be heard of or seen or any of the above, so that'd be nice. So I might actually be able to speed up a little bit. That wasn't too bad of a climb back there, but it wasn't nothing. So rambling like I do. So yeah, that's probably going to be the last video of the night, because I'm guessing that there's going to be at least a person at the camp I stay at. I'd be very shocked if I get one of those cross river sites to myself, because I've heard very good things from Shug Emery. Probably mentioned him already in one of these videos previously, but you should definitely check out his channel, because he has lots of good content on there, especially if you're a hammock camper. That's his old forte, is hammock camping and Megalodoro Espresso and hillbilly pot and alcohol stoves, and that's his vibe, and that's cool. Not quite my vibe yet, but you know what? I'm 25 and we've got a few years between us, so that might come with age, so we'll find out. For now, I'm Nescafe and BRS butane burner stove. But yeah, that's all I got to say, really. I mean, day 10, not much to say. I mean, I've seen this portion of the most of today already, like a week before I started the trail, so nothing shocked me, to say the least. So yeah, Caribou Falls is beautiful, Crosby Manitou is beautiful, so it was a pretty day. Not quite as pretty as Tetagooch. I think it's going to be pretty hard to beat, let's see, day 8. Day 8, I think, is going to probably be my all-time favorite day so far. I mean, it's hard to say, because I've always told people my favorite section of trail is from Grand Marais to the end, so I don't know, maybe, let's see, that'd be like day 16 through 18, or 15 through 18, or I don't know how those numbers are adding up, but they add up somehow. It ends at 18, so yeah, we're just a big rambling now. So anyway, I'm coming up on Fredenberg here, so I'm gonna put this thing away and get moving. Yeah, hello everybody. Walking along the cross river here. I just passed the first of 4 sites, which was Falls, aptly named, because there was, like, I'll throw up the picture I took. There was like little rapids with about 4 to 6 little waterfalls in it. It's like a spot almost where you could go on a little slip and slide. It's kind of reminiscent of the, I think it's the Cadence River site, has a very similar thing. And actually on that day, I'm going to be doing like 13 miles or something. So I'm probably, more than likely, if it's not a super chilly day, I'm going for a slip and slide, because when I seen it the last time I wanted to, but we just didn't have the time frame to do it that day. And it was also early in the morning, so anyway, so yeah, Wasn't planning on staying at Falls, but there was a group of probably, if I had to guess based on how many voices I heard, 4 or 5 there. So not looking good. Not looking good at all. Anyway, yeah, I was right though. Once I passed Fredenberg, the trail has literally just been a cruise through the woods along like a boggy river. Now I'm cruising through the woods along the Cross River, which is more reminiscent of like the baptism. You know, we got rocks on the sides and we got little rapids here and there and big rocks sticking out of the water. So I'm about to drop the phone out of my hand. I barely have it, so I'm gonna end the video here, but we're cruising. We're about 15 to 20 minutes away from the headlamp coming on, so we'll see what happens here. What's up, everybody? And now I have just passed the ledge campsite, and there was only one tent that I could see down from the trail up there. They were already in their tent for the night. That's what I'm really hoping to see when I show up at the North Cross River site, is just one dude in a tent or something already in there. Because if I show up there and there's a whole squadron that is taking over the site and I have to go to the South Cross, then I'm going to be very nervous that that site will look the exact same. And then that means that I'm just going to have to pick one of the two and find a place to squeeze in, which is not ideal. I really don't want to be doing that. I'd rather just be able to set up on ice, have my pick of the tent pads, as they say, and, you know, kind of just make my dinner, hang my food, filter a little water, and go to bed. I mean, I'm not trying to have a party there or nothing, but, you know, it's nice to have a little space in case you get a snorer right next to you or something. Plus, I'd like to sleep on a flat tent pad. So, anyway, yeah, we're gonna end this video so I can turn my headlamp back on. You guys can barely see me anyway. So, this is probably the last one for the night. So, good night. Good morning, everybody. Day 11. It's 7:30. It took me a little bit longer to get everything packed up and get going than I wanted, but it's okay. We're on the trail now, and my dad will probably only have to wait for me for 20 minutes or so if he gets there right at 8, but that's okay. Yeah, so the Cross River site was, I didn't see a north and a south Cross River site. It just seemed like one gigantic Cross River site, which was nice because there was like, I don't know, 6 people there, but there were so many tent pads that it was easy pickings anyway. But it was after dark, obviously, as you saw, and so I was rushing to set my tent up so that I could get dinner going and get my food hung and all those camp chores so that I could go to bed. And well, I'm kind of just setting up my tent real fast, and I get my finger in between my tent stake and my rock that I'm using as a hammer, and it just gouges out a big chunk of my ring finger on my right hand, and then she starts gushing. So it took 3 attempts with toilet paper, Leuco tape, duct tape, and Gorilla tape to get the bleeding to stop. So, yeah, that wasn't ideal. Not ideal. Then you go fast. Ends up taking you longer to do the thing that you were trying to do fast. And now I haven't taken that off yet. Since my hands are dirty and everything, I figured I used a little alcohol wipe on it to clean all the dirt off before I wrapped it. But no antibiotic stuff on it yet. So anyway, I'm gonna, once I get to a place where I can wash my hands and clean the thing up proper, I'm gonna take a look at it and see exactly how bad the damage is. Hopefully it's just something that I can just wrap up and take care of for the last week of the trail. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to have my dad take me to one of the hospitals here on the North Shore and get a couple stitches in it. And that's gonna take all day. And that means that he's gonna have to drop me off. And I'm gonna have to just night hike my way to Springdale Creek, which is the closest campsite north from Temperance. So we're really hoping that when I take this bandage off, it's not so bad. And I can just kind of take care of it. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I really don't want to have to go sit in the hospital for a couple hours just to get a few stitches in my finger. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not gonna, if it needs it, I'm doing it, you know. I'm not gonna just tough it out. End up getting an infection or some shit out here, because it's very hard for me to take care of a wound like this. I don't have a ton of medical supplies with. My med kit is in a quart-size Ziploc, only filling about a quarter of it, and most of it's just pills and stuff for dealing with blisters. It's not really a trauma kit, so that's why it's kind of tough to get the bleeding to stop. I don't have any like blood clot or anything with me, you know. So anyway, yeah, a bit of a clusterfuck last night. So. But anyway, we're on the trail now. It's another chilly morning. Good thing I slept with my water filter last night. I'm not gonna do that again because I didn't sleep with it the other night, and it got down to freezing for an hour in the morning. So luckily I probably warmed the inside of my tent up a few degrees, so it probably wasn't quite at freezing, and it was only right at freezing for, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour. So the water filter is okay, but from now on, probably just gonna sleep with it since I have that platypus. It's easy enough just to seal the thing up and toss it in my foot box. So we're probably just gonna do that every night. Oh, but yeah, it is mighty fucking nippy, and those gloves my dad has for me sound really fucking good, because my hands are just dead every morning. Start walking, I just got cold fingers. Can't really do much with these cold hands, especially now that I got old duct tapey over here. Yeah, could have been a lot worse, you know. This could have happened second or third night into the trip, right? So it happened the night before I was meeting somebody with a car, so could be worse. Anyway, I only have like 2 miles to get to the Temperance Wayside. My dad's gonna be sitting there waiting for me for sure, but I will let you guys know what happens when I know what's gonna happen. We're gonna figure something out. Only got a week left of this thing. We're gonna figure out a way to rip her and get her done. But yeah, day 11. Peace out. Hello again, everybody. So I'm back at Temperance now. My dad picked me up at about 8:30, and then now it's almost 2. So I hung out with him. He was camped at Sawbill Campground, so went to Holiday, got a couple things. He drove me up there. Took a shower. As I'm sure you can tell, I don't have gross hair anymore. I'm back to clean hair and a clean body. That felt amazing. Paid $5 for the shower, but honestly they could have got me for a lot more than $5. Another high pressured shower. But anyway, yeah, back at Temperance. About 8 miles to go today, so catch up with you guys later. All right, anyway, I'll give you another little couple tidbits here that I probably owe you guys. But anyway, yeah, the finger, not so bad actually. After I was able to cut off my old duct tape band-aid I had on there, it wasn't looking real good because it was all, you know, I took a shower with that on, so it was all pruned up and fucking dried blood on it and everything. It didn't look too great, but after I cleaned it up with some alcohol swabs and stuff, it wasn't so bad. It's not too bad. It's definitely gonna take a long time to heal, but I think with my dad gave me some extra alcohol wipes and some more tape to put on it, so I have antibiotic ointment, so we'll use that. We'll change the bandage on it every day. And we'll just keep cleaning that thing out. It doesn't really hurt that bad, so it's on my hand, not my foot, so should be fine for walking and stuff. But yeah, really good day. It was a really good day. It was nice to, my dad's the first person I've seen since I started this thing that I know, so it was nice to talk to somebody that I'm familiar with. Even though talking to these other people, they've all been so friendly, it's almost like I'm familiar with them. So even though I've been solo, it hasn't really been a hike alone. So yeah, it's been a great day though. That steak was delicious. The New York strip, super marbled up thing, was delicious. But yeah, I mean, good shower. I also dumped off my extra food that I had that I don't need because my extra day I took off the hike, and just some granola bars that I never got to that I don't need to eat. Got rid of them puppies. But yeah, I'm gonna put this thing away because now I have to climb to Carlton Peak, come off Carlton Peak, climb up Britton Peak, come down the backside of that, and then I will pretty much be at Lavaux Ponds. It's like I said, about 8 miles max today. And since I'm starting again at 2, that should be okay. But we're just gonna slow grind our way up here. Probably take a big old rest at the top of this one. Go down, do another slow grind up to the top of Britton. Take another rest up there, and then power our way to camp. Hopefully get to camp around, I don't know, before 6, hopefully. Get camp set up and eat my stuffing for dinner. And then start hiking again tomorrow. Resupply tomorrow at Lutsen Ski Resort. So I was only able to get my one battery bank up to 50%. So phone got to full charge though. So tomorrow I'll try and get both battery banks to 100 and full charge the phone and full charge the Garmin. So that's the game plan right now. We are just gonna keep hiking. Tons of people at Temperance, as you'd expect on a fall color change Saturday. Hopefully not too many people at camp. I have 2. There's like a east and west Lavaux Ponds, so I'm getting in there somewhere. I don't know which one, but I'm staying in one of those 2. And yeah, that'll be nice. It'll be real nice. I'm not looking forward to this Carlton Peak climb. There's a lot of advantages to going northbound in terms of like steepness of your climbs. Carlton Peak is the one where if you go northbound, you get the short end of the stick. So, all right, I'm putting this away. I'm gonna start climbing. See you guys at the top of Carlton probably. Peace. Ooh. Yeah, so we're 2 miles from Carlton Peak. Sorry, I just had to blow a bug off my hand. There has not been much elevation yet. It's gonna change shortly, but I just had to give you guys a little tidbit of information about me that I started to notice on this hike. So, graphic warning inbound, so if you don't want to hear about this or anything, continue on. But I've noticed now that my body is definitely adjusting to the trail food that I've been eating, because this happened in Beaver Bay, and it just happened to me about 10 minutes ago that as soon as I eat some non-gross trail food, like once I start eating regular food, I mean, maybe it's because I'm eating so much regular food when I finally get the chance to, but just absolute Hershey squirts. Had to duck off the trail in a cat hole, which I've had to do quite a few times on this hike for a trail that has latrines at every campsite. So yeah, not ideal, but it worked, and now I feel a million times better. So anyway, yeah, so kind of gross, but you know what? I feel a million times better. I have no shame about it. No shame. Anyway, so yeah, just gonna be ready for that from now on when I eat regular food tomorrow. And on Thursday, I'm meeting up with Brett. He's my mom's ex-boyfriend, but me and him have kept in contact ever since they broke up. because he's been kind of like a second dad to me, you know, and he's taught me a lot about hunting and fishing and stuff, and he's definitely helped shape me into who I am. So he's coming up to do some salmon fishing this week on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Thursday night I'm going to be sleeping with him at his campsite that he has at Judge Magny. So yeah, so I'll be eating regular food again on Thursday and tomorrow, and then I finish the trail on Saturday. So we are less than 1 week now from when I'll be done. I will be done on Saturday, probably around, I don't know, it depends on what time my girlfriend gets up here, or to the northern terminus, but I'll probably be at the top of the 270 around 1:30 to 2, so we will be done in less than 1 week. We have under 100 miles to go in less than a week, or maybe around 100 miles, I don't know. To be honest, on this trip I didn't bring my really good maps because they're heavy as shit. Like my complete atlas of the SHT that I have at home, I bring when I go on weekend hikes and section hikes and things, I bring just the maps I need. But last year I tried to bring the entire atlas, and the thing weighs almost half a pound because it's like a full book. So I wasn't gonna bring that. I don't need that. The only thing that thing does is stop me more, because I can pull that out and figure out exactly, you know, within like plus minus 0.2 miles of how far I have to certain things. And then that, since I can do that, I do that, which makes me stop more, pull the maps out and check and be like, okay. Which, if I don't have that and I'm just guesstimating, I just keep walking, and so far that's been a lot better for me. Plus I don't have to carry that. I also dumped some of my unused or unneeded maps off with my dad too, so we definitely dropped like, I don't know, well over a pound between all the food, probably like 1.5 pounds of stuff out of my pack. So it's amazing. That's great. It was a great day. Pack's lighter. I get to enjoy that for about a day from now. I will be at Lutsen, and then she's gonna be heavy for a few days, and then just keep dwindling it down. It'll be like a regular backpacking trip. Once the food's gone, I'm done, which will feel really good. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So keep on hiking 2 miles. Should start inclining real fast here. Peace. What is up, everybody? I've been at camp now for a good while. I turn that off. Well, we've been at camp now for probably 45 minutes to an hour. Kind of got here and I was like, it's a small site. There's some kids staying at the West Lavoo, which is just across the pond from me, and kind of loud and stuff like that. And I was just sitting here trying to contemplate, do I just push to the Onion River site? Because I know the Onion River site's nice, but I decided against it because I know there's water. Like, I can get water from the pond right there, and I will have the site to myself because there's literally no other place here to set a tent up besides where I am. So yeah, we decided to stay here, but it's been off and on raining now, like ever since I set my tent up. So I've been wanting to go out and get water because I don't have water to do dinner yet. So, but, yeah, it's been off and on raining, so just kind of waiting. I mean, I'm not in a big rush. I mean, I know it's gonna be dark here soon because it's cloudy, so it gets dark even earlier now. But yeah, I mean, I'm not in a big rush because, like I said, I don't go to bed until 9 because then I will wake up in the middle of the night and not be able to fall back asleep. So I'm not trying to do that. I want to sleep through the night, get up, and get my day started. So yeah, I'm not in a huge rush. I mean, I gotta go get water, and I'm gonna make dinner and then eat some snacks and hang my food. I already found a good spot I can hang, so yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of stalled now. I don't want to go out and get caught in a little shower that comes by. I might just throw my rain jacket on and go out there and get this shit done. But yeah, Lavoo Pond sites, they're not anything to brag about. I mean, the other one definitely has a lot more tent pads, but I wasn't going to stay there because all those kids are over there, so You can probably hear him in the video, maybe even right now talking, but we'll see. Just wanted to give you guys an update. It was a real light day. I have like 8 miles, I think, or roughly 8 miles to get to Lutsen ski resort, so get up in the morning, I'm just having Pop-Tart and coffee, so I'll just probably just shoot that down real quick and get a move on. Probably be on the trail a little after 8 is kind of the goal right now, because then, you know, 3 hours or so would probably take me to do that, you know, 3.5 maybe. Either way, put me in Lutsen around 11 to noon, somewhere in there, and that the restaurant that's up there that I'm gonna eat at and charge my stuff up at doesn't even open until 11 or noon, so I'll get there, go to the front desk or whatever. I know which building has my food since I had to go grab my resupply last year after I had to drop. So I'll just go to that building, get my resupply, load my bag, then go sit at the restaurant and eat my food. I'm probably not going to eat a ton of food, like, because I've just had a huge steak today, so I'll probably just have like a burger meal with some fries and a beer if they have it. Otherwise, maybe just a pop or something. And yeah, charge my stuff, hang out there for a few hours, and then I have like 3 or 4 miles from there to get to East Lake Agnes campsite, which are where I'm staying. And I know I have mac and cheese for dinner tomorrow, so yeah, that'll be tasty and heavy, so I'll be happy to eat that and get that out of the food bag. Anyway, it's just kind of a final check-in for the night because I really don't have much else to share. I'm just gonna, like I said, water, food, hang, take care of my cut on my finger, and hang around until 9. It sucks that it gets dark at 7 because that means I have 2 hours of just hanging out in the dark till I can go to bed. I wish I could go to bed at 7 and wake up at 6 in the morning, but I just can't sleep that long, so. Alright, it is what it is. I'll see you guys tomorrow on day 12, and we'll go scoop that resupply. Whoa, almost lost the phone. Good night. Whew. Good morning, everybody. Day 12. It's probably getting close to 8 now, I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm partially packed up. But, you have some type of problem with me? I just like very shittily rolled that up, so it's kind of just going all over. Also, on the weather today, yeah, it's almost 8, but anyway, yeah, on the weather today, it was like all they had to say about today was just wind, like 20 to 30 miles, or maybe it was 15 to 25, or I don't know. It was something fairly windy, but with gusts, occasional gusts over 40. It's definitely been more than occasional because my tent all night was just getting blown around. It was like, since like about 2 in the morning, it's just been going crazy. Which is nice because it rained last night, so I didn't want to get caught in the rain in the middle of the night, so I left my rain fly down and no moisture in the tent because all the wind blowing through, so that was nice. So didn't have any moisture on the tent. We'll have a dry tent tonight. That's good, but it's fairly chilly again this morning. It's mostly just because of the wind. If there was no wind, I would be fine, but there's wind, so yeah, I'm kind of got my hiking shirt on underneath my quarter zip and my down here, so I'm trying to just warm that up so it's not such a shock when I take off my insulating layers and throw on my hiking shirt and, you know, fucking freeze for the first 30 minutes of my hike or whatever. That's never a good time, so trying this out, see if this warms my shirt up so when I take off my insulating layers, when I pack my bag, I can you know, feel better. So we'll see if that works, but not far to Lutsen from here, about 8 miles or so. So anyway, yeah, if I get going by 8:30 here, That'd be about right. That probably puts me in there around 11:30 to noon at Lutsen. Pick up the resupply and get some food and charge my electronics, because after that I have like 3 miles or less from Lutsen to East Lake Agnes, which is where I'm staying, because that's like one of the best campsites that I've ever stayed at here. It's on a peninsula on a lake, and there's a lot of good tent pads. It's all pine needles all on the ground, so that'll be really nice. That'll be very nice. I haven't been there since my first hike ever, actually, believe it or not. From Lutsen to Cascade, it was my first hike. Or actually opposite, I went Cascade to Lutsen, but still, that was first hike I ever did on the SHT in 2019. It was like beginning of May trip. Me and my friends went, and it was like May 5th or something, so we had snow on the ground still, like big snow drifts that we'd have to climb over, so we're all wearing boots, winter gear bags and stuff, and just an absolutely ridiculously large pack. Like, I had my tent on the outside, I had a hatchet on the outside, I had like a Nalgene bottle full of some alcohol on the outside that I never drank because I was so tired I did not feel like drinking alcohol. So lots of stuff. Lots of stuff, but everybody's got to start somewhere. So yeah, but now so we'll be sleeping there tonight, and then it's gonna be, so yeah, like I said, 8 miles and then like 3, so we got like, I don't know, we'll call it an 11 to 13 mile day, just because the SHT, you know. So 11 to 13 mile day today. Tomorrow is like I don't know, I could look at my itinerary and tell you much more accurate, but if I had to say, it's probably like 15 or 16 tomorrow, and then another like 16 after that from North Cascade to West Devil Track, and then I have like a 13 mile day, and then a 5 mile day, and then a 20 mile day, and then 8 miles, and I'm done. So yeah, we're coming down the stretch here. We don't have much left to go here, so I'm looking forward to that, because this whole through hiking thing is, I like it when the trail is like about 100 to 150 miles. That's like a perfect through hike for me, because you can rip it in a week and be home, and that's about like my preferred amount of time to spend in the woods for a longer trip, is about a week and a half max. This 2.5 weeks is just not for me. I know some people are probably sitting there going, I did 6 months on the PCT, I did 6 months on the CDT. Good for you. It's some people's thing. It's just not my thing. So this is probably going to be the longest through hike that I ever attempt, unless like my girlfriend wants to come with me or something, because if I had somebody else out here with me, I could probably manage being out here longer, especially her. But when it's just me, this not my drift. I don't know, I get bored, and it's like, it just carries on forever, and it's just, I don't know. Yeah, it's not for me. I'm ready to go home. Like, if I was 5 miles from the end of the trail right now, I'd be jumping up and down with joy, ready to go home. So anywho, that's all I got to say for you this morning, day 12. Yeah, we're just gonna get out there, we're gonna rip it all the way to Lutsen and hang out for a few hours, and then pack up and rip it to camp, and hopefully get there fairly early so I can maybe just hang out. I'm probably not going to clean my clothes because it's going to be a little nasty. I think on Monday and Tuesday it's supposed to be back under 40-degree lows for those 2 days. So yeah, hopefully Wednesday, when I pass the Cadunce, that little slip and slide that I was describing when I was by the sucker, or not the sucker, by the cross. Hopefully it's warm when I go by there, because I'm going for a dip ski, and we'll do a little backcountry laundry again and clean up for the end of the trip. That'd be nice. But anyway, that's all I got to say. So I will catch up with you guys probably around my resupply. I don't think there's too many good overlooks, so that'll probably be one next time I see you guys. So peace. Hello again, everybody. So it is 10 o'clock, a couple minutes after. I'm at Rollins Creek. I decided to stop here and eat my MRE pizza and some trail mix and stuff, do like a really early lunch because I want to be hungry again around noon to 1 when I make it to Lutsen. So yeah, basically what I have to do now is hike up to Moose Mountain and then kind of just ridge ride for a long good while and then come down past Mystery Mountain and I'm basically there. So I mean, I have like, I don't know, 4 to 5 miles, somewhere in there, left to go until I make it to Lutsen. So it's not going to take me terribly long. That's, like I said, it's 10 o'clock. I'll probably be there between noon and 1. But yeah, we're just going to enjoy some Propel. There's no more water that I know of. I mean, anything reliable at least after this until the Poplar. So, I mean, there's tricklers. There definitely is water if I need it, but I'm going to drink a Propel here and get some electrolytes and then fill this up with a liter of good water, back flush my filter to get that nasty Lavoo pond water out of there. And that's the game plan right now. So we're just gonna enjoy this early lunch and then cruise on up to Moose Mountain and get to Lutsen and enjoy some good burger and poutine. That's probably what I'm going with today. And both my battery banks, one's at like 50 and the other's at like 60 something, so I'm gonna try and get those up to 80 to 90 and that should be plenty to get me to Thursday. I can charge them whatever I need. I mean, I'm not gonna need a whole lot of charge for, I pretty much by the time I leave Judge Magny, I'll have about a day and a half before I'm done. So as long as I have 100% charge on between the 2 battery banks, that's more than enough to get me there. Ooh, a little crusty. Getting a little dry skin, crusty fingers. So it's definitely not as cold today as it has been the past few days because I was just wearing this and my buff around my head for a while and the gloves, and that was plenty good. I was chilling. So the gloves are nice. The gloves are a game changer when you're hiking. Yeah, I should have just started with those. They weigh like 1.5 ounces. They're just little fleece hunting gloves, so they weigh like nothing. But anyway, giving you guys an update. A little after 10. Rip this food down right quick and jump back on the trail. There's been quite a few backpackers this morning that I've seen. I think they all stayed at Rollins Creek and I just caught them as they were coming out of camp this morning. There's 2 that went northbound and the rest were all going southbound, but the ones that went northbound were barely moving. So I'm definitely gonna zoom up on those guys. They probably aren't. I'll probably catch them before they even make it up to the ridge at Moose Mountain. So yeah, I don't like being that guy, but I always sneak up behind people and have to like stomp my feet and kick sticks to get them to notice that I'm behind them. And then if I get right up behind them, then I just go, can I sneak by, you know, give them the Minnesota, ooh, let me just squeeze past you, you know. But anyway, the tape on my finger, this stuff definitely does not compare to Leuco tape. Leuco tape, you put that on your skin and press, and that stuff is on there until you want it off. It's insane. But my Leuco tape was old and it wasn't sticking the best, so I should have refilled with Gorilla and Leuco before I started this, but I thought I had enough, which I probably did if it was all good, but it wasn't. It's been on there for years, so it was kind of a dumb move, but we'll live. Anyway, I'm gonna eat and get moving, so see y'all up there.
Hello. So I am basically to Lutsen now. I'm just taking a little spur to the parking lot on Ski Hill Road. I'll throw up a picture. I got a really sick picture on the bridge over the Poplar. But oh my God, I almost lost my phone. The wind is just ripping down that river valley all the way to the lake. It's just fucking ripping. Ridiculous windy today. It's like the weather said, all it had to say about today was wind, and they were correct. Not super cold, but it's windy, so it feels cold. Anyway, I got a little ways to go here, just half a mile down the road, resupply, and food, which is good because I'm starving now, so peace.